This is an S4 walkthrough for 504 plans, and we're going to target the eligibility document. We've chosen Joe Test. I'm going to go to Referrals and choose 504 Documents. The middle box here is the eligibility documents. Previously we just entered in a consent for the broken arm, so now we're going to enter in an eligibility. So we're going to go create an eligibility. It has to load data in. And then once it loads data in, the screen will show, and we've got 5 panels to fill out. Again, we have the working status showing at the very top. It would be, if it was locked, it would be red. There's also a meeting type that you can change between review and initial. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the basic procedural checklist items that you have to walk through to verify that you've done what you need for the eligibility. The consent is going to tie to the consent we entered earlier, which is the 12/13 date. The method of parent notice, we'll say we were in writing. Considerations, he's got a broken arm, so we can see it. He's got a medical diagnosis from a doctor, maybe a teacher said something. So we'll go from there to 504 questions. The default to all no's. All yeses will generate a disposition of being eligible. All no's will generate a not eligible or ineligible situation. So as we answer these questions here, the disposition should change over here. So let's answer one and say yeses to all of them, for example. And we look at disposition, we'll see that the student remains eligible. Changing any one of these makes sense. Any no anywhere should change it to a no. So it says no longer. So as you answer these questions here, it's going to adjust and affect the disposition on this panel here. Now for Joe, we have yeses everywhere, but we have extra because we say here we want to describe the impairment, and Joe's broken arm affects his writing or his ability to write. We can tab down to the other boxes as we need to, and we can move on over to the disposition. Since they're all yeses, disposition should be set correctly, but you have the option to change it if you want to for whatever reason. Now the last one we'll do is we'll go into the committee, and I always forget this, to verify the correct disposition. We'll go ahead and put in here a date that we use, which would be today, and then we're going to add the committee. Committee needs to be 3 people, and this is the entry of names using the user ID or a name. So I'm going to type in me again, and it'll put my name there and position, and then I'm going to go ahead and say save and add that to there, and then I'm going to go ahead and type in Angie, and I see Angie's name there, so I'm going to choose that one, and I'll save that one, and then let's go put the parent name in. So we'll say Mr. Test. And if I just put in Mr. Test there as text and I tab, then Mr. Text will be over there, but there'll be no description, so we'll have to put in parent. And we'll say save there. And the method, we'll say in person, and we'll have a date there of today. And so here we've got the document and all the panels filled in. So let's go back and check and save it. And if we choose to go print it, then we'll see what happens. It does an edit check for any fields that are missing. Upon printing it, it appears that the draft is not on the page, so it looks like all the fields have been filled in. If you had a problem and a field was missed, a pop-up would have occurred telling you what was missed, and the printout would have the word draft on it. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. This looks good here. And now we can lock it. So let's go ahead and lock the document, because we say we're done. And then upon locking it, it generates the document yet one more time in PDF form for reference at a later time. We'll go ahead and close this, and now you get the question, would you like to continue eligibility accommodations record created for you? It will copy the previous accommodations plan from the prior eligibility. So this is a nice feature. If you say yes here, then what's going to end up happening is it's going to take the accommodations from the prior review or initial eligibility, the plan itself, and it's going to push it through as it created the 2397 record accommodations for this eligibility. So it just basically copied the prior accommodations to create a shell record for you. So that's a nice feature. That's the walkthrough for right now for the eligibility meeting screen. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and we'll talk about the accommodation screen next. Thank you. Bye.